Before we dive in, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications, because what you're about to learn is the kind of golden truth Wall Street wishes beginners would never figure out. If you think trading is about finding the perfect strategy, you've been lied to. The truth is, 90% of beginners blow up their accounts not because they're unlucky, but because they never learn the golden rules that pros guard like treasure. Today I'll reveal those rules told through real stories, hard lessons, and shocking truths. By the end, you'll never look at trading the same way again. Imagine this. A young trader, let's call him Adam, deposits his first $500 into a trading account. He's hyped up. He's been scrolling through TikTok clips of traders showing off luxury cars, screenshots of massive profits, and he thinks, why not me? I'm smart. I've got the drive. Let's go. The first few trades, pure adrenaline. He doubles his money on a lucky win. Now he feels unstoppable. But within 2 weeks, his account balance is zero. Completely gone. No warning lights, no second chances. Just like that, Adam is out of the game. If you've ever blown up an account, you know this gut punch. And if you haven't yet, brace yourself, because most beginners lose everything not because the market is rigged, but because they walked in without knowing the very first golden rule. That rule is simple, but brutal. Trading isn't about making money, it's about surviving long enough to learn how to make money. Think of it like stepping into a boxing ring. If your goal is to knock out a world champion in your very first fight, you're delusional. Your real goal should be, don't get knocked out in the first round. Survive. Learn, adapt. Because if you don't survive, you'll never get the chance to improve. Adam's mistake was thinking profits first, protection second. He bet big on single trades. He didn't use stop losses. He thought a $500 account was a lottery ticket, not a piece of trading capital that needed to be guarded like oxygen. Professional traders think differently. They see money as survival fuel. They know risk management isn't boring. It's life support. They cut losses quickly. They size their positions conservatively. And they always play defense before offense. Here's the ugly truth. Every trader, even the greats, gets wrecked by the market sometimes. But the reason pros bounce back and beginners don't is because pros always keep enough capital alive to fight another day. So here's the first golden rule no beginner ever learns. Protect your capital at all costs. Don't aim to get rich in your first 10 trades. Aim to still have money in your account after your first 100 trades. Because in trading, your biggest edge isn't secret knowledge, it's survival. Stay in the game long enough, and you'll learn skills, discipline, and confidence that no get-rich-quick mindset can give you. And trust me, if you master this rule first, the rest of the golden rules will finally start to make sense. If you're already learning something new, hit that subscribe button now, because what I'm about to tell you destroys the biggest myth every beginner believes about trading. Every beginner thinks the secret to trading is finding the perfect strategy. You know the drill. You scroll through YouTube tutorials, download free PDFs, maybe even pay for a magic indicator that supposedly never loses. And for a moment, it feels like you've cracked the code. Let me introduce you to Sarah, a trader who did exactly that. She spent months testing indicators, RSI, MACD, Bollinger Bands. She bought 2 expensive trading courses, filled her charts with colorful signals, and finally thought she had it all figured out. For 2 weeks, her strategy worked beautifully. She doubled her account, felt unstoppable, and thought she had found the Holy Grail. Then markets shifted. The strategy failed. Her wins turned into losses. So she jumped to another strategy, then another, and another. Fast forward 6 months. Her account was nearly drained, her confidence destroyed, and her brain overloaded with systems that didn't work. Sound familiar? This is the second golden rule no beginner ever learns. The perfect strategy doesn't exist. Here's why. Markets are like the ocean. One day calm waves, next day violent storms. A strategy that works in one condition will break in another. Beginners waste years strategy hopping, never realizing the truth. Success doesn't come from chasing perfection. It comes from consistency. Let me paint a picture. Imagine 2 traders. Trader A has a system that wins 90% of the time. But every time it loses, he panics, tweaks it, or abandons it. He never gives it enough time to actually prove itself. Trader B has a simple system that wins just 50% of the time, but he understands it inside out. He knows when it's strong, when it's weak, and how to manage losses. Guess who wins in the long run? Trader B every single time. Why? Because markets don't reward the smartest or the flashiest. They reward the most disciplined. The lie beginners believe is that pros have secret setups. No one else knows. Wrong. Most professional traders use shockingly simple strategies. Breakouts, moving averages, support and resistance. The difference isn't complexity. The difference is execution. So if you're a beginner, stop wasting time hunting the next holy grail. Instead, pick one strategy that makes sense to you and master it relentlessly. Track it, journal it, test it. Learn how it behaves in trending markets, in choppy markets, during news events. Your edge is built over time, not found overnight. The second golden rule? Consistency beats complexity. Because the truth is, trading isn't about finding a secret formula. It's about becoming so good at one approach that no market condition can shake your confidence. Before we dive into the next golden rule, hit subscribe, because what you're about to learn isn't just about trading. It's about controlling the one thing that secretly ruins every beginner's account. If you asked me, what's the #1 killer of trading accounts? It's not bad strategies, it's not bad luck, it's not even the market itself. It's emotion, and the most dangerous emotion of them all, greed. Let's rewind to Adam, the beginner we met earlier. After blowing up his first account, he saved up, deposited again, and promised himself he'd be more disciplined. For a while, he stuck to small trades, slow gains, careful risk management. His account started to grow steadily. But then it happened, one big winning trade. Suddenly, Adam felt like he was on fire. He thought, if I just double my size, I can make double the profit. Why wait? Why not go big right now? Within hours, his account was cut in half. Within days, it was gone. Not because he didn't know how to trade, but because he let greed hijack his brain. Here's the third golden rule. Control your emotions, or your emotions will control your account. The market has a way of magnifying whatever is inside you. If you're greedy, it will expose it. If you're fearful, it will crush you. If you're impatient, it will punish you. Professional traders know this. That's why they operate like machines. They set rules and follow them no matter how they feel. They don't chase trades after losses. They don't double down out of greed. They don't let a big win convince them they're invincible. Now, here's the secret. You can't eliminate emotion. It's part of being human. But you can design systems to protect yourself from yourself. Use stop losses so you don't have to decide when to exit while emotions are running high. Set fixed risk limits per trade so you can't blow up in one bad moment. Stick to a trading journal to see patterns in your behavior, not just your trades. Because here's the reality. Your biggest enemy isn't the market. It's the version of you that trades when you're greedy, fearful, or reckless. Adam never learned this lesson, and that's why he kept repeating the same cycle. Grow, get greedy, blow up, repeat. The third golden rule no beginner ever learns is this. Trading is 80% psychology, 20% strategy. If you master your emotions, even an average system can make you money. But if you let greed and fear drive your decisions, no strategy on earth can save you. Quick reminder, tap subscribe now. Because this next rule is the one pros quietly master while beginners ignore it completely. Let me tell you about Chris. Chris was obsessed with finding signals, setups and hot trades. He could spend hours charting, analyzing and predicting the next big move. But there was one thing he hated doing, tracking his results. He thought journaling trades was boring, a waste of time. He told himself, I'll just remember what works. 6 months later, Chris was still stuck. Wins and losses came and went, but he had no idea why. He couldn't see his mistakes, couldn't spot patterns, and couldn't tell if he was improving at all. This brings us to the fourth golden rule. Pros treat trading like a business. Beginners treat it like a game. Think about it. Would you open a restaurant? Never track your expenses, never measure profits, and just hope you're making money? Of course not. Yet that's exactly what beginners do with trading. They risk money without keeping records. Professional traders are obsessive about data. They track every entry, exit, reason for the trade, outcome, and emotion. Why? Because data doesn't lie. Here's what happens when you journal. You see patterns in your mistakes. Maybe you always lose when you trade late at night, or when you enter right before news events. You discover your strengths. Maybe you're great at trend trades, but terrible at counter-trend setups. You develop confidence, because when you can measure what works, you can double down on it. Chris eventually learned this the hard way. After blowing up another account, he forced himself to start journaling. Within months, he noticed he was losing most of his money on one type of setup. By simply cutting it out, he turned his trading around. That's the power of treating trading like a business. You're not just guessing anymore. You're operating with cold, hard evidence. So the fourth golden rule no beginner learns is this: track everything. Your trades, your risk, your emotions, your results. Because in trading, knowledge isn't power. Measured knowledge is power. If you've made it this far, hit subscribe right now, because this last golden rule is the one that transforms ordinary traders into consistent winners. We've talked about survival, strategies, emotions, and treating trading like a business. But there's one final golden rule that ties it all together, and it's the rule beginners almost never learn. That rule is think long-term. Most beginners see trading as a quick money machine. They want fast profits, overnight success, instant results. But professionals know trading is a marathon, not a sprint. Let's go back to Sarah. After hopping between strategies, she finally learned to pick one, master it, and track her results. But what truly transformed her was shifting her mindset from short-term to long-term. She stopped asking, "How much can I make this week?" and started asking, "Where will my account be a year from now if I stick to my plan?" That shift changed everything. Her losses no longer felt like disasters. They became tuition fees for the lessons she was learning. Her small wins no longer felt insignificant. They became bricks in the foundation she was building. This is the final golden rule. Compound your growth, not your greed. Trading success doesn't come from one lucky trade. It comes from hundreds of disciplined trades stacked together over time. It's about letting small, consistent wins accumulate until they snowball into life-changing gains. Professional traders don't chase daily profits. They think in terms of years, not hours. They know consistency compounds. A 2% monthly return may sound boring, but compounded, it can turn a small account into serious money. Here's the truth. Beginners fail because they quit too soon. They blow up, get frustrated, or chase shortcuts. Winners succeed because they play the long game. So if you want to separate yourself from the 90% who lose, tattoo this golden rule into your brain. Longevity equals profitability. Your goal isn't to get rich tomorrow. Your goal is to still be trading 5 years from now. Smarter, stronger, and wealthier than when you started. And when you master this mindset, you'll realize trading isn't just about money. It's about discipline, patience, and the freedom that comes from playing the game better and longer than anyone else. If these golden rules opened your eyes, imagine what's coming next. This channel is where beginners turn into pros, one lesson at a time. So hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell, and join the traders who don't just dream about success, they build it. Because in trading, knowledge isn't power. Applied knowledge is. See you in the next one.